or anybody campaign along with Nadda, it makes no difference at all.
सिद्धारमैया और शिव कुमार क्या बोल रहे हैं? वो बोल रहे हैं कि हम आएंगे तो PFI से बैन उठा लेंगे.
Confident of winning with the largest majority this time.
The gladiators have all filed their nominations. The big seats are now locked and loaded in state of war Karnataka. In effect, this election now shifts into its top gear, its fastest phase before polling on the 10th of May and then results on the 13th of May. Very few things can be changed now, except that Karnataka will be marked by a war of the rallies. But I'm going to take you down to the ground in just a moment to show you what Nomination Nataka and Namaskara looked like today. I'm Shiv, this is 5 Live. Thanks as always for tuning in. The headlines first. Yogi holds key meeting over Guddu Muslim and Atik's wife Shaista. Chief Minister asks cops to intensify hunt for the two. UP SIT escalates the probe. Cops get 4-day remand of the 3 shooters. Truth behind British anti-Hindu hate exposed by think tank scooped by India today. Hindu kids asked to watch Zakir Naik videos have beef thrown at them. They're called Pakis. Racist slurs hurled at students in schools. This is an India Today world exclusive copied by every other channel. Same-sex hearing in Supreme Court. Centre files fresh affidavit. Says all states must be made party. Petitioners in court say majority doesn't define what's normal. Amidst big conflict in Sudan, Siddaramaiah versus Jai Shankar war of words erupts after Jai Shankar slams Sidda. Congress Neta hits back, says the minister is busy getting appalled and cannot help. India overtakes China to become the world's most populous country. India now has 3 million more people than China.
Co-presented by Star Health Insurance, the health insurance specialist. Co-powered by Jaguar. Discover the magic of smart lights.
Nomination Nataka, and it was an auspicious day today, just a couple of days before nominations close in Karnataka. And that's the reason why all the big guns from Shiggaon to Varuna to Shikaripura, all of these places saw their nominations being filed by their star contestants. From Jagdish Shettar in Hubli to Basavaraj Bommai in Shiggaon, to Varuna, where Siddaramaiah is the contestant, and B.S. Yediyurappa's son in Shikaripura. This state of war looks like this right now, viewer. Basavaraj Bommai is the sitting chief minister, the contestant from Shiggaon. He's filed his nomination today. Siddaramaiah is the contestant from Varuna, against his wishes really, but he's from there. Jagdish Shettar, new entrant into the Congress party after ditching the BJP, has received the ticket, filed his nomination from Hubli, Dharwad, and B.Y. Vijayendra on expected lines, filing his nomination today from his father's bastion of Shikaripura near Shimoga. Well, it's a big day in Karnataka politics as 4 big leaders, iconic leaders, have filed their nominations for the upcoming assembly election. Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, Congress Chief Minister aspirant Siddaramaiah, BJP turncoat Jagdish Shettar, and Yediyurappa's son B.Y. Vijayendra, all filing their nominations. Our reporters were in all 4 of these locations to bring you this distilled sense of what it was like to be there. Take a look. State of war Karnataka locked and loaded. On Wednesday, 4 big guns filed nominations ahead of the Karnataka Assembly election. Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai filed his nomination from his home turf of Shigaon, where he's won every election since 2008. Bommai's nomination filing was a star-studded affair with BJP chief JP Nadda and Kannada superstar Kicha Sudeep accompanying him on a mammoth roadshow from Hubli to Shigaon. While Sudeep rooted for Mama Bommai, BJP chief Nadda targeted the Congress.
कांग्रेस का मतलब है कमीशन, कांग्रेस का मतलब है करप्शन, कांग्रेस का मतलब है क्रिमिनलाइजेशन। जब मैं करप्शन कहता हूं तो कांग्रेस के चाहे कोई भी नेता हो, यह नेता नहीं है, ये एटीएम को चलाने वाले लोग हैं। अब एटीएम क्या है? एटीएम है ऑटोमेटिक ट्रांसफर ऑफ मनी। आप इनको बैठाओगे, यहां से मोदी जी पैसा भेजेंगे और यहां से पैसा दिल्ली कांग्रेस को ट्रांसफर होगा।
ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ನಿಜ ಒಬ್ಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಬೊಮ್ಮಾಯಿ ಮಾಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಾತಿದೆ, नाम के वास्ते अಲ್ಲ, काम के वास्ते ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ.
See, our leader JP Nadda was really shown a gesture by coming here on my nomination, a great gesture and love towards me, and that shows our entire party is behind me, and that has boosted my moral.
Former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah filed his nomination following a huge roadshow in Varuna. Siddaramaiah visited the Chamundeshwari temple ahead of his nomination.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನು PUC ಓದ್ತಾವನೆ ಅವನು. 25 ಈಗ 17 ವರ್ಷ ಅವನಿಗೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ 8 ವರ್ಷ ಇದೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಬಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ. ನಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವನಾಗಿದ್ದು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಂದು ಮಾಡಲಿ. ನಾನಾಗಿದ್ದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಪ್ರಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಈಗ ಮೊಮ್ಮಗ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ? ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಯ್ತು.
You have stepped aside for your father. You made way for your father.
I didn't hear you only, please.
You have made way for your father in Varuna.
Because the will of the Varuna constituency people was that since its last election of the father, all of our constituency people, our karyakartas, our local leaders, they all wanted father to contest from Varuna for his last elections. So we have just bowed down to the will of the people.
Lingayat strongman BS Yediyurappa's son BY Vijayendra filed his nomination from Shivamogga's Shikaripura constituency, which has been a turf of his father. Vijayendra undertook a mega rally alongside his father and former Chief Minister BS Yediyurappa.
शिकारीपुर कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी भारतीय जनता पार्टी का गढ़ है. पिछले 40 साल से येडियुरप्पा जी को लगातार आशीर्वाद दे रहे. मुझे खुशी है इस बात की, कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी जहां येडियुरप्पा जी लड़ रहे थे पिछले 40 साल से, यही कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में मुझे पहला चुनाव लड़ने के लिए मौका दिया है केंद्रीय वरिष्ठ. सो आई एम रियली हैप्पी अबाउट दैट.
Meanwhile, BJP turncoat Jagadish Shettar filed his nomination on a Congress ticket in the Hubli-Dharwad Central constituency. The Lingayat leader could have an uphill task in the BJP bastion.
Today I filed the nomination on behalf of the Congress party as a candidate, and looking into the mind of the people of the Hubli, that this time, 7th time, with huge margin, I am going to win.
Thursday is the last day for nominations ahead of the crucial assembly elections on May the 10th. With Sagai Raj, Nabila Jamal and Apurva Jayachandran across Karnataka, Bureau Report, India Today. So the war of the Bahubalis has really begun now. So let's just tell you about what the SWOT analysis of each of these individuals really is. Now, the strength, single largest party in 3 of the last 4 polls, better logistics as far as the BJP is concerned, has huge financial resources, nearly limitless when it comes to elections. The weakness of the ruling BJP in Karnataka, it's fighting polls without a chief ministerial face. It's not really Basvaraj Bommai, is it? Yediyurappa is retired from active politics, even though he's playing an active role, and it is seen to be fighting a very aggressive anti-incumbency. The big opportunity, Prime Minister Modi will be leading this campaign. It's an opportunity for the BJP to stamp the Modi factor in another big election. Quota has been hiked for Vokaligas, quota hiked for Lingayats and SC/ST communities as well during this campaign. The big threat is that the BJP is not strong in the old Mysuru region and must counter the Congress's 5-poll guarantees. So that's a big, big challenge as far as the BJP is concerned. Now let's do a SWOT analysis of the challengers, the Congress party, which is seen to be playing this election fight on the front foot. The strength, of course, is the leadership. From Kharge to Siddaramaiah to the state president DK Shivakumar, they are all individually mass leaders with their own power centers. They've been on the front foot on the issues of corruption charges. They've used the anti-incumbency factor very well against the BJP, at least in terms of perception. The weakness, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar rivalry has not been sorted out. When will that decision be made on who will be the chief ministerial face, or will that only happen after the elections? They are not strong. The Congress is not strong in coastal Karnataka and Malnad and parts of North Karnataka as well. The opportunity, corruption charges against the BJP. Bharat Jodo Yatra could offer a big head start in Karnataka. Remember, Rahul Gandhi spent 21 days there last September. The threat, there could be overconfidence and complacency. Remember, the Congress is infamous for snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, as many analysts say. The BJP's intensive campaign in Old Mysuru could potentially upset some plans, even though the BJP seems to be on the back foot at this time. Now, just 3 weeks left for Karnataka to go to the polls, and ahead of this, the Congress has bagged 2 key Lingayat leaders into their fold. One of them, Jagdish Shettar, received a ticket from the enemy camp of the BJP, that is the Congress, and he filed his nomination in Hubli, Dharwad today. While the BJP has downplayed this particular desertion, it has stepped up its efforts to keep its Lingayat vote base in check. Take a look.
Two Lingayat leaders from the BJP switch sides.
ಪಕ್ಷ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಆ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಒತ್ತಾಯದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ದಾರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ತತ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತವನ್ನು ನಂಬಿಕೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿನ ನಾನು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೃಪ್ತ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
A former Chief Minister Jagdish Shettar and a former Deputy CM Lakshman Savadi have joined Congress. And with that, the opposition party has begun to count the political dividends it hopes to reap in Karnataka's dominant Lingayat community.
Including Yediyurappa, Shettar, Saudi, all of them have been humiliated, hurt. How they supported Congress party at the time of S.M. Krishnaji. The entire Lingayat community will support the Congress party.
The Lingayat vote bloc, largely concentrated in the state's northern districts, has set the political narrative ahead of the assembly elections next month. The ruling BJP has downplayed the desertions.
A lot of people have gracefully retired by themselves, and he has been offered a better position, not that he has been left high and dry. Nothing is going to change. We are going to increase our stake in North Karnataka and will come back with a thumping majority.
The Karnataka BJP has sought to highlight its existing Lingayat strength.
Our Chief Minister is a Lingayat. Let us, I give the challenge to the Congress party. Let us announce the Chief Minister for the Congress party next Lingayat.
दम है क्या उसका पास? हमारा चीफ मिनिस्टर है लिंगायत.
The Saffron Party at the same time has stepped up efforts to woo the Lingayat vote bloc. BJP President JP Nadda is scheduled to visit to key Lingayat mutts in Karnataka. Congress accused the BJP of ill-treating communities like the Lingayats.
The reservation categories got changed 3 times. That itself shows the dishonesty being played with the different communities in view of the assembly polls. The idea of the Bommai government again got exposed, and that idea is just to divide the societies. They are talking about double engine. They are the trouble engine. That both the engines are cheating with the people of Karnataka.
The race to win over Lingayats ahead of the maiden elections in top gear in Karnataka. Bureau Report, India Today.
Accused and in jail for the murder of BJP youth worker Praveen Nagara, Shafi Bellary filed his nomination from the Puttur constituency of Karnataka today for the upcoming Karnataka election. That's right. The man accused of murdering Praveen Nagara is contesting this election. Shafi has been fielded by the SDPI, the political wing of the banned Popular Front of India. We had showed you very recently about how many persons from the banned outfit have basically just transferred over to the SDPI. Now, there was a massive show of strength for Shafi Bellary in Puttur. The SDPI cadre wearing masks of Shafi took out a huge procession. Remember, an India Today investigation had revealed just a couple of weeks ago how PFI members had been subverting the government ban on their organization by working under the aegis of the SDPI. Netaru, a resident of Bellary and a BJP youth wing member, was killed with sharp weapons allegedly by cadres of the PFI on July the 26th last year. Well, during the NIA probe, it was revealed that a conspiracy had been hatched by leaders and members of the PFI to strike terror among people in that area. The Praveen Nagara murder case had become one of the biggest issues and most polarizing stories in coastal Karnataka last year, amidst a spate of many polarizing events in that state in the run-up to the elections. And now the person accused of murdering Praveen Nagara is the SDPI's star candidate from the Puttur constituency in that part of Karnataka. Shafi Bellary is accused of killing Praveen Nagara and others. He's undergoing, the case is still ongoing, but it does not bar him from contesting the elections just yet. A murder accused fights this election. Despite being outlawed in September last year, an India Today investigation discovered that the Popular Front of India is still active in Karnataka and its involvement in the upcoming assembly elections. Very much like people like Shafi Bellary in the SDPI, there are other members of the PFI who've been transferring over to the SDPI. So remember, banned organizations, people are now working for the SDPI. Take a look at this. Banned. The central government outlawed the Popular Front of India in September last year for its terror links.
ये NIA के द्वारा जांच हो रही थी और जिस तरह से एविडेंस मिलेंगे ये मैंने कल भी कहा, उसी के अनुरूप ये कार्रवाई की गई है और आने वाले समय में भी जैसी सूचनाएं मिलेंगी उसके आधार पर हम कार्रवाई करेंगे। हमारी सरकार, हमारी एजेंसियां इतनी सक्षम है कि पूरे देश में कानून व्यवस्था, विधि व्यवस्था सारी ठीक रहेगी, ये मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता।
कब मिलेंगे आप? प्लीज मिल लीजिए, मैं यही सामने हूँ जुमा मस्जिद के बाद।
6 months later, India Today's investigation finds out how its supporters and insiders have found ways to work around the official ban, staying active in poll-bound Karnataka. assembling at shrines and mosques to strategize their game plan for the upcoming assembly election in the BJP-ruled state.
मैं अकेला ही हूँ, मतलब जो थोड़ी बहुत जानकारी लेके हम लोग लिखते हैं।
मैं इधर का पहले पॉपुलर फ्रंट ऑफ इंडिया ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रेसिडेंट रखा था।
This is Chand Pasha. He headed the PFI's Chikmagalur district unit before the ban came into force. But Pasha isn't lying low. He's mobilizing cadres on the ground, issuing video diktats on WhatsApp to impose the PFI's will on Muslim voters in Chikmagalur district.
मैं अभी 3 साल से डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रेसिडेंट हूँ। हम लोग PFI लोग हैं, हम लोग हमारे मेंबर्स हैं, कैडर्स हैं, हमारे वेल विशर्स हैं, उन लोग हमारे साथ डिस्कशन करते हैं किसको सपोर्ट करना है, हमारे लोगों के सजेशन पूछते हैं, तो हम कौन विनिंग कैंडिडेट है, हम लोग बीजेपी को हराने के लिए देखते हैं जरूर, तो बीजेपी के डेड अगेंस्ट है।
नहीं तो फिर आप कार्डर को कैसे मैसेज देंगे किसको वोट करना नहीं करना?
हमारा अभी एक वीडियो हम डाल दिया तो पूरा व्हाट्सएप में हजारों लोग इधर देखेंगे, हम जाके मैसेज देके मेंबर मिलने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि हर ग्रुप्स में इधर मस्जिद है, कम से कम एक 30-40 मस्जिद है, 30-40 मस्जिद में करीबन 10-15 मस्जिद के प्रेसिडेंट ने 10-15 ग्रुप बनाए, हर ग्रुप में हमें ऐड करेंगे। वैसे दूसरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वाले हम लोग को पूरे अभी जानते हैं ना, व्हाट्सएप में कुछ हमें बोलना है तो कुछ एडिशन करना तो व्हाट्सएप में डाल देंगे।
You heard this PFI operative admitting how he uses technology to send his edicts out. The PFI network continues to work in close coordination here, courtesy presidents of local shrines and messaging groups.
हम लोग जाके मस्जिद वालों से रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, इधर 1 घंटा मीटिंग करेंगे, कहीं दरगाह में जाके मीटिंग करेंगे।
अच्छा, तो ये लोग अलाउ करते हैं मीटिंग मस्जिद में और दरगाह में?
करता है ना, वो क्या है, हम लोग 5-10 कुछ बात करना है तो कुछ इश्यूज है, कुछ प्रोटेस्ट करना है, कुछ मिलना तो मस्जिद में बैठेंगे, कहीं भी जा कर सकते हैं हम लोग का।
Pasha now confesses that 70 to 80% of the PFI's membership in Chikmagalur district is still intact.
नहीं तो क्या मेंबर के जो आपके फैमिली जो मेंबर्स हैं वो मेंटली इतना स्ट्रांग हैं कि भाई इस सब चीज़ों के बाद भी वो जुड़े हुए, मतलब वो एक्टिव हैं, जुड़ रहे हैं या जुड़ रहे हैं?
पब्लिक में अभी 100% मेंबर्स में 70-80 मेंबर्स तो मैच्योर है, वो मेंबर्स के फैमिली पेरेंट्स भी मैच्योर है, वो हम लोग का जब काम जानते हैं, ये वर्क किया वो हमारा।
तो मतलब आप ये कह रहे हैं 70-80% जो मेंबर्स हैं वो बिल्कुल इंटैक्ट?
हाँ, उन लोगों को क्लियर है, हम कुछ गलत नहीं किया।
An overwhelming majority of the PFI cadre remains active. Pasha also revealed that they have switched into the Social Democratic Party, widely thought to be the banned group's political wing.
अभी एसडीपी में दलित हिंदू लोग बहुत सारे हैं, पीएफआई सिर्फ मुस्लिम्स का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, लेकिन दलित को कुछ हुआ, कुछ माइनॉरिटीज को कुछ हुआ या कहाँ भी नाइंसाफी हुआ तो वो कम्युनिटी नहीं देखती, मुस्लिम्स हिंदू नहीं देखती।
इलेक्शंस है ना, इलेक्शंस की वजह से।
We investigated further. In Karnataka's coastal district of Dakshin Kannada, the SDPI's in charge of Mudbidri Assembly constituency, Asif, corroborated Chand Pasha's claims that the PFI cadre have merged seamlessly into the party.
ऑफ रिकॉर्ड आप बोल रहे हैं, तो PFI का क्या है, SDP का ही है, हम लोगों को कुछ भी मसला होगा हम लोग उनको कॉल करते हैं। अच्छा, स्टेशन में इशू होगा, कोई अरेस्ट होगा, हम लोगों को कॉल आता है। अरे जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी के अंदर PFI के कोई ज़्यादा कार्यकर्ता अरेस्ट नहीं हुए। अच्छा, क्यों? क्योंकि इधर का क्यों मैं बताया ना, फ्रंट में नहीं दिख रहे हैं। अच्छा, समझ में, इंटरनली काम कर, ये डिपार्टमेंट को क्लियर मानो।
तो ये जब आप कह रहे हैं कि डिपार्टमेंट को पता होते हुए क्यों नहीं गिरफ्तार क्यों नहीं कर रहे?
उनको नहीं हो रहा क्योंकि उनके पास एविडेंस नहीं है। अभी मैं रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं अभी PFI का मेंबर हूँ, उनके पास वो रिकॉर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है। ओहो, अभी ये कैसे होता है, कोई मेंबर, मैं एक एग्जाम्पल, इधर या तो ID वो कुछ नहीं है, इसका सिस्टम ही नहीं है।
जो नोटेड लोग हैं वो लोग
रिप्रेजेंट करें लीडरशिप में, वही अरेस्ट हो जाएगा।
अच्छा, बाकी कार्डर एज इट इज है जो आप लोगों को अभी मदद करेगा।
You heard this SDPI leader confessing that PFI activists have smoothly assimilated into his party. Asif also disclosed that the SDPI, with PFI activists on board, receives financial support from the Gulf.
लोग भेज देते हैं क्योंकि पैसा कमा रहे हैं।
अगर इधर जो है उधर भेज उनके घर को जाते हैं, इधर से नहीं भेजते हैं।
With a strong presence in Karnataka and Kerala, the PFI is said to have multiple wings: women, student and political. Security experts caution that the banned group must be prevented from gaining a political foothold by the back door.
If PFI is banned, you can't allow it to operate under political name of SDPI. My request to the judicial system and the Election Commission of India is certain steps must be taken that if you do not stand for India's security, India's integrity, India's nationality, then you should not be allowed to enter in political arena.
The Popular Front of India remains active, even influencing the upcoming elections in Karnataka. Our investigation has just begun to unravel the tactics used by the banned outfit to remain operational. Stay tuned for more. With Mohammad Hizbullah, this is India Today's Special Investigation Team. So it is that organization from which Shafi Bellary will be fighting the election from Puttur in Karnataka. He's a man who is the main accused in the murder of Praveen Nagara. I want to go across to India Today's Nagarjun Dwarkanath, live from Bengaluru on this big story. Naga, make sense of this for us. The Praveen Nagara story, which you and your team covered, was one of the biggest, most polarizing stories coming out of coastal Karnataka last year. This man is the main accused in that case. How is this playing out?
Well, that's true, Shiv. In fact, when the ticket was announced also, we were equally surprised. Both Congress and BJP in Karnataka had condemned this, that how can an accused who is in the custody of NIA, who is investigating Praveen Nagara's murder case, is contesting from Putturu. The same place where Praveen Nagara was murdered, the same taluk Puttur in Dakshin Kannada, is where Shafi Bellary is contesting. The B form were given to the returning officer of the taluk by the Karyakartas of SDPI. You've seen the visuals also, the big flag march, people wearing Shafi's mask and marching along, including senior netas from the minority community of both the Congress and the JDS have condemned this, saying that it's not right for SDPI to field Shafi as a candidate in Puttur, and it's not right for the principles for SDPI as well. And no support has been even made, at least through statements from all the three parties. All the three, JDS, Congress and BJP, have condemned SDPI's move.
Okay, then, and as they should, but it's really just a reflection perhaps of how polarized things really are in that part of Karnataka, and we'll see more manifestations of that going ahead as well. Naga, thanks very much for getting us that update on that big story. We'll keep tracking that story. More reactions will be coming in. But on the other side of this very short break here on 5 Live, the truth of British anti-Hindu racism has been exposed in a startling report accessed first and exclusively by India Today. What's happening to Hindu students in schools in Britain? An explosive report is in our hands, and we'll tell you what it says.
As state of war Karnataka kicks off, Karnataka's rulers and challengers, Karnataka's superstars and dreamers, Karnataka's very body and soul come together on Karnataka's premier stage. Every voice, every issue, every debate. This is what Karnataka wants. India Today Karnataka Roundtable, 22nd April, Bengaluru. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
So in this age of everyone being on Ozempic and wanting to lose weight, there is a healthier alternative available to you. It is a superfood. It's called Baobab. It's taken the entire world by storm. The internet is in a tizzy, and all the people who are taking to wellness and more holistic ways to lose weight are looking at Baobab now. So even if you're a vegan and you're not getting enough calcium, Baobab is the way to go. Just say that superfoods are especially foods that are aiding your regular food, and superfoods really help you get the right kind of minerals, vitamins, and different areas of your body that are deficient of many things. You can achieve them through superfoods.
So this comes from Zambia. Its baobab tree is known as the tree of life. It's a prebiotic fiber as well, so it helps with weight loss. It helps with your immunity as well.
The skin glow, they apparently help in weight loss, it balances blood sugar levels. It also is a well-known anti-inflammatory, so it's actually a something that can help in pain, and it was previously used in rheumatoid arthritis as well.
Cutting across age groups, you can have it. It's not bad tasting at all. It's not the greatest, it's not a dessert. So be kinder when it comes to superfoods. Every superfood will have its own distinctive taste. This one does too, but this is very tolerable. And it's just like the way you're not scared of having any other food that is lying in your kitchen, and you have that for your breakfast, or you have your fruits, or you have your regular lunch and dinner. Incorporate superfoods in your regular life and see how your life turns around.
As State of War Karnataka kicks off, Karnataka's rulers and challengers, Karnataka's superstars and dreamers, Karnataka's very body and soul, come together on Karnataka's premier stage. Every voice, every issue, every debate. This is what Karnataka wants. India Today Karnataka Roundtable, 22nd April, Bengaluru.
The truth of British anti-Hindu racism in British schools has been exposed in the most detailed manner in a report that India Today has now accessed. Just months after the anti-Hindu clashes in Leicester and Birmingham, a UK-based think tank has uncovered another incident of anti-Hindu hate, this time in British schools, and it has put all of those pieces of evidence together in a truly startling report, a copy of which India Today broke earlier today, setting the news agenda and forcing all Indian media to track it. In this report, Hindu children in British schools face racist slurs with calls to convert Hindus or go to hell. Not just that, Hindu pupils are also labelled as kafir. Anti-Hindu slurs have been deemed common in British schools today, according to this report. Hindu students have also been asked to watch Zakir Naik videos with the intention to convert them or simply to insult them. India Today's Gaurav Sawant spoke to the author of that report, Charlotte Littlewood, in this big exclusive. Listen in to what she said. Charlotte Littlewood, author of the report on the anti-Hindu hate in the United Kingdom schools, now joins me on India First, on the first of its kind study. Ms. Littlewood, welcome on India Today. Can you tell us more about your report? Your report says 51% of parents of Hindu students surveyed reported that their child experienced anti-Hindu hate at schools. That's an alarmingly high percentage.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on to discuss this really important report released today. Yes, I mean, the results that I got from the survey to the Hindu parents here in the UK were absolutely shocking. For over half to report that their child has suffered anti-Hindu hate in school, considering that not all children would share something like that with their parents, is utterly shocking and something that we really need to take very seriously and schools need to be very proactive about.
How does anti-Hindu hate manifest itself at schools? What did your report find out?
So this is what is really troubling, is that anti-Hindu hate is very unfamiliar to many, and it's multifaceted. It's coming from what I've coined in the paper as an Abrahamic othering. So we have in the UK, what has become apparent looking at this survey and other reports looking at religious education in the UK actually show that there is a subconscious bias emanating from the Abrahamic faiths towards Hinduism, seeing it as polytheistic and in times idol worship. And this is such a difficult issue to the extent that even teachers within this report have been found to have been perpetuating this misunderstanding of Hinduism that is directly leading, in some cases here, to actual bullying in the playground. So what the teacher is teaching is leading directly to the bullying we're seeing in the schools.
Okay. And how are Hindu kids or Hindu school students being bullied at school, for example? How does it manifest itself in actual terms?
Well, the report shows that we had eight records of physical assaults, and that included a young woman having beef thrown at her because she is Hindu. We had complaints of Hindu pupils being told the bullying would stop once they converted to Islam, as well as issues where Christian children were saying that they would go to hell unless they came to know Jesus. So there is a pressure from the Abrahamic faiths to convert, and an othering and hateful anti-Hindu slurs as well that would be quite unfamiliar to many teachers who didn't have any specialist knowledge, especially of the kind of tensions that are actually brewing in the subcontinent. So that is coming over as well to the UK. We're seeing Hindu students held accountable for political incidences in the subcontinent and being held accountable for things like the rise of Modi in a negative light. So this is very worrying because this is something that schools will find hard to identify and therefore hard to tackle. In fact, there was a very low confidence from Hindu parents surveyed that schools would be able to identify and tackle these issues at all.
Okay. And Ms. Littlewood, is this region specific in the United Kingdom or across the country? Or was your focus more on the Midlands, for example? Can you give us an idea of the area surveyed, the region surveyed, and the number of people who were a part of your study?
So this was a national survey across the UK. We purposely chose to not look into who the respondents were and where they were from, so as not to target schools or to disclose anything about people under the age of 18. So it was national. We had 988 Hindu parents respond to the survey, so very statistically significant. And we reached out to all of the schools in England, all the public schools, with a Freedom of Information request, which is a request for information that they are legally obliged to respond to, asking them if there had been any reports of anti-Hindu hate in the last 5 years. Schools reported less than 1% of schools reported any anti-Hindu hate in the last 5 years, whilst 51% of parents reported that their child had suffered anti-Hindu hate. So the disparity is really worrying, and it just shows us that the schools do not understand the issue and they're not reporting on this issue. So there's no way of understanding if the schools are able to handle or cope with it. And in fact, my confidence on that is very low.
And this anti-Hindu hate that Hindu students face in UK schools, Who are the perpetrators? What's their background? Are they British Christian students or British Muslim students?
So both. We saw xenophobic, sort of anti-India comments that were coming from the white pupils in the classroom, as well as comments that were coming from those that were inspired by an extreme understanding of Islam, supremacist thinking and trying to force pupils to convert. So we saw it from both. However, double the number of those that responded with details mentioned Islam or Muslims compared to far right or white. So we had 28 cases detail that the issue was coming from Muslim peers, and 14 cases detail that the issue was coming from white peers in the classroom.
Okay. Hinduism is the third largest religion practiced in the United Kingdom. Hindus and people of Indian origin are perhaps working and living across the United Kingdom. But are these hate crimes or bullying of Hindu students more in places like Leicester, for example, or Birmingham that saw anti-Hindu attacks recently, and some of them, or were there more of them by people of Pakistani origin?
So we weren't able to identify that in this report, just for ethical reasons, to not identify the people and the children where they're from. But I can imagine that the issue would be worse in these areas simply because the respondents have mentioned issues with Muslim peers in schools more than they have white peers in schools. So I imagine that then the issues would go up in those areas. But that's not something we can actually verify with the findings of this report.
Okay. And is this organized targeting of Hindus by radical Islamists in your study? Is there a grievance redressal mechanism in place in the UK? Because some of what you've said seems to indicate that even if there is grievance redressal mechanism, it doesn't appear to be working, or is it working?
So absolutely, we have a preventative strategy in the UK for issues around radicalisation into violent groups. We also have a counter-extremism strategy, but it has been found to be lacking. And in this regard, I would have low confidence for understanding this particular form of extremism and hate. And we had a review of the Prevent Review. It came out in February, and it did note that there is a concern about anti-India narratives affecting the diaspora here in the UK, and that actually practitioners are not equipped to understand and tackle that issue, being that they have a poor understanding and a poor confidence in tackling Islamist extremism. So it is a concern for me that Prevent isn't ready for this, and that this could be a growing concern as we head towards the 2024 elections in India, that this may be a growing concern for our Hindu community here in the UK, and Prevent may very well not be ready.
Charlotte Littlewood, for joining me here on India Today. Many thanks. And now I want to tell you a story that concerns us all, even though it's happening in a faraway place. Sudan, the country in Northeast Africa, is back in the news after it has sunk back into a violent civil war. The reason it's having an echo here in India is because of the sizable population of Indians stranded there, numbering over 1,500. The country, already war-torn for decades of terrible conflict, is now being torn apart by a power struggle between the heads of the country's military and paramilitary, who had together ousted the country's civilian prime minister in 2019. Nearly 200 people have died in the violence so far, including one man from Kerala who was caught in the crossfire that began last Saturday. The violence has sparked an international outcry and regional concern, including border closures by neighbors. The United States, Russia, China, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the UN Security Council, European Union and African Union have appealed for a quick end to the clashes that threaten to exacerbate instability in an already volatile wider region. India is coordinating closely with the US, UK, Saudi Arabia and the UAE to ensure the safety and security of over 1,500 Indian nationals settled there. External Affairs Minister S Jai Shankar has spoken to his counterparts in Saudi Arabia and UAE, for example. Both countries have assured their practical ground support. The ministry said it is in continuous touch with the Indian embassy in Khartoum, that's the capital of Sudan, and is getting regular reports of the status of the Indian community. People like these. The Indian embassy in the Sudan capital is in touch with the community and individuals through several ways, including WhatsApp groups. Movement is risky at the current stage as the situation is very, very tense in the streets, said the ministry. It has added that specific details of Indians in Sudan cannot be shared due to the ongoing security concerns. Joining us live now are a group of Indians who are in Sudan at this point of time, who haven't been able to leave their dwellings because of the advisories being issued to them. Sirs, thank you very much. I hope all of you can hear me. How many of you are there, and why did you go to Sudan? Tell me, what your current situation is.
हम 89 मेंबर्स यहाँ एक होटल में हैं और आजू के जो अपने दाई तरफ के होटल में एक 50 लोग हैं और आगे के होटल में 40 लोग हैं और हम यहाँ पे इनको का मार्केटिंग करने आए। जो अपना हर्बल प्रोडक्ट होता है, हमारी जो मसाज ऑयल होता है आयुर्वेदिक का, जो हमारे जो पुरातन सनातन जो बनाते थे वो हम यहाँ पूरे यानी कि पूरा अफ्रीका में हम वही बेचने आए थे, वही मार्केटिंग करते थे।
तो सर आप सब लोग एक ही घर में रह रहे हैं अभी, आपको बाहर जाना मना है, आप कैसे मैनेज कर रहे हो?
ठीक तरीका से खाना नहीं, ठीक तरीका से पानी नहीं, और रहने के लिए अभी देखो ये एक रूम में यहाँ पे हमने 20 आदमी ठहरा है, यहाँ कैसे भी रात गुजार लेते हैं और कोई बाहर की रूम वाले भी इधर भाग के आ गए, हम लोग कैसा भी एडजस्ट कर ले। सब हम कन्नड़ गिरे हैं इलेनी से, यहाँ पे सारे यहाँ पे जो भी सुडानी लोग थे वो सारे ये होटल छोड़ के भाग गया है और इधर का मालिक है ना वो मालिक भी भाग गया है, सिर्फ हम ही हैं यहाँ पे।
नहीं, हमने काफी तस्वीरें देखे हैं कि जो सुडान में हो रहा है, लेकिन आपके इलाके में सिचुएशन क्या है, बाहर क्या चल रहा है अभी?
हम लोग आगे क्या करें, हमें को कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि आगे हम क्या करें। यहाँ पे हमको यहाँ से बाहर निकल के ये जो एरिया, ये सैनिक गंदुल खार्तूम के अंदर में, ये सेंट्रल में, यहाँ पे ज्यादा गोलीबार ये हो रहा है, गोलीबार यहीं पे ज्यादा हो रहा है। फायरिंग होने सबसे ज्यादा रात दिन दीपावली के जैसी फायरिंग हो रही है यहाँ पे, तोप के ऊपर तोप आ रहे, बम के ऊपर बम, ये हम ऊपर से देखते हैं चलते आदमी को गोली मार देते।
क्या आप उस घर से नहीं निकल सकते हो? क्या आप बाहर नहीं जा सकते हो? नजदीक में क्या कुछ एयरपोर्ट है या कुछ सेफ जोन है? इंडियन एम्बेसी कितना दूर है आपके लोकेशन से?
एयरपोर्ट तो कहाँ है, एयरपोर्ट तो कहाँ है, वो तो शमशान घाट जैसा बन गया है ना। एयरपोर्ट पूरा का पूरा जितने हेलीकॉप्टर था वो सारा फोड़ दिया और जो जेट थी जेट भी फोड़ दिया वो लोगों ने, और वो पूरा का पूरा कब्जा करके रखा है। इधर के सरकार ने उधर के वो कब्जा कर लिया है।
क्या आपका कांटेक्ट संपर्क है अभी इंडियन एम्बेसी से? क्या कोई एडवाइजरी आया है उनके साइड से आपके पास?
जी इंडियन एम्बेसी से तो आया है मैसेज मेरे को, वो क्योंकि वो क्या बता रहे हैं कि अपना सेफ्टी आप करके रखो, बाहर मत निकलो, बाहर मत दिखाई देना और बाहर निकलना भी नहीं, और इंडियंस भी एक मर गया है, बहुत अपने जागरूक रहना चाहिए, बाहर रास्ते के ऊपर मत जाना। तो जाएंगे तो खाने को भी नहीं और पानी को भी नहीं। अभी मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ हम क्या खा रहे हैं, अभी दिखाता हूँ।
वीडियो से आपका फेस नहीं दिख रहा है।
देखिए हमने ये यहाँ से 4 दिन से लेके आके रखे हैं, ये सूखा रोटी, ये जो पानी आता ना पानी में डुबा के आदमी पीट एक खा के, एक इंसान एक खा के और गुजारा कर रहे हैं। रात में सो जाते हैं और शाम को एक खाते, सुबह को एक खाते, ऐसा वाला रोटी देखिए। पानी में नहीं है, ये सूखा पाव है, यहाँ पे बनाते हैं सूखा पाव।
It's already been 5 days. It's very distressing to see these images. एक आखिरी सवाल, आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को? अभी सारे सुन रहे हैं आपकी बात, क्या बोलना चाहेंगे आप?
अभी हम मना करते हैं कि यहाँ से हमें निकाले, तुरंत निकाले। क्या है ना, बहुत समस्या है यहाँ पे पूरा आजू बाजू में पूरा ब्लास्टिंग चल रहा है, फायरिंग चल रहा है, तो बहुत मुसीबत पड़ रहा है। यहाँ पे जो लड़के लोग हैं, छोटे बच्चे हैं और औरत है, यहाँ पे फैमिली है, पूरा फैमिली है पूरा। और यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसे हो रहा है कि जैसे यहाँ के सिटीजन्स, कुछ लोग यानी सिटीजन्स यहाँ के चोरे लुटेरे पूरा घुस रहे हैं यहाँ पे। यहाँ के
मिलिट्री तो
जी,
छोड़ो,
हमने
अभी
न्यूज़
चोर
रिपोर्ट्स
कभी इधर
देखे हैं।
चोर तब होता है ना, वो इंडियन देखने से तो वो ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है। अभी वो लोग एक आदमी भी आके घुस गया, तुम लोग ऐसा करो वैसा करो, तो सारा मोबाइल सारा छीन के ले जाएगा।
I'd like to tell all of our viewers that we're in touch with many Indians there, like the gentleman you see on your screen. हम आपकी बात सुन रहे हैं अभी, आपका रिपोर्ट भी जाएगा सबके पास, और we will continue to report this story closely. We hope the government is watching. They are fully in cognizance. They are in touch with the Indian embassy to figure out how Indians can be pulled out of Sudan, or at least secured while the fighting is taking place at this time. Please stay safe. We will continue to connect with the Indian community in Sudan at this point of time. Well, meanwhile, back home, Sudan has also had an echo during the ongoing campaign towards the Karnataka election. A political war has erupted between the Congress's chief ministerial aspirant Siddaramaiah and India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jai Shankar over the rescue of Indians stranded in Sudan, specifically those from Karnataka. Siddaramaiah took to Twitter to point out that 31 people from the state belonging to the Hakipiki tribe were stranded in Sudan. He slammed the centre for delaying action in bringing them back, saying they were stranded without food for the last few days. Jai Shankar said he was appalled at Siddaramaiah for trying to play politics, and that the incident was under the aegis of the government, which was doing everything it could. He assured the Karnataka leader, the Indian embassy in Khartoum, was continuously in touch with most Indians in Sudan, and evacuation plans were being worked out to bring them back safely amidst the ongoing fighting. To which Siddaramaiah then replied that if being appalled was the only thing that the External Affairs Minister could do, then he should point to someone who could answer his questions in a more measured manner. So the politics over Sudan has also taken place. Well, that's a wrap on 5 Live. Thank you so much for watching. But we're going to leave you with these delightful images of a UK-based Odia woman who's left everyone totally amazed online and offline. She ran a 42.5-kilometer marathon in Manchester on Sunday wearing a Sambalpuri handloom sari. That's right. You heard it right. 41-year-old Madhusmita Jaina Das completed the marathon in 4 hours and 50 minutes. She ran the marathon wearing a beautiful red sari and orange sneakers. Enjoy these pictures. Madhusmita has gone totally viral, and we'll be speaking to her very soon.
Madhu, 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 Madhu.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode. As State of War Karnataka kicks off, Karnataka's rulers and challengers, Karnataka's superstars and dreamers, Karnataka's very body and soul, come together on Karnataka's premier stage. Every voice, every issue, every debate. This is what Karnataka wants. India Today Karnataka Roundtable, 22nd April, Bengaluru.
18th May 2022. A normal day that changed to an abnormal day. She was cut into 35 pieces.
उसने multiple weapons का use किया.
Up against a psychotic butcher and a web of savagery. Now her father fights to put pieces of justice together. This is the story of Shraddha and her father.
जब तक इसको फांसी नहीं होगी, तब तक मैं इसका अंतिम संस्कार भी नहीं करूंगा.
My daughter, Shraddha.
आदित्य बिरला सन लाइफ इंश्योरेंस, इससे जरूरी कुछ भी नहीं. रिलायंस डिजिटल पर्सनलाइजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी.
The Mafia Begum, the godmother of Atiq's gang. From daughter of a cop to hunted by cops. Shaista Parveen remains at large. Nationwide hunt for Atiq's wife. Mafia Begum manhunt, our top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening, as we get you the latest updates on the investigation into Atiq Ahmed's death, we're also putting the focus on the manhunt that's currently underway to nab his wife, Shaista Parveen. Many say she's taken over the mafia kingdom now. She is known within Atiq's gang as godmother, and now for 50 days plus, the cops have no clue as to exactly where Shaista Parveen is. We'll get you more on that. Here are the headlines first. 4 big nominations in State of War Karnataka. Bommai, Siddaramaiah, Jagdish Shettar and B.Y. Vijayendra gear up for big fight. Stage set for the high-stake Karnataka election. Yogi holds key meet over Guddu Muslim and Atiq wife Shaista Parveen. Chief Minister asks cops to intensify hunt for the 2 UPA SIT. Escalates probe. Cop gets 4-day remand of shooters. Truth behind British anti-Hindu hate exposed by think tank. Hindu kids asked to watch Zakir Naik videos. Xenophobic racist slurs hurled at students in school. This is an India Today exclusive. Same-sex hearing in Supreme Court. Centre files fresh affidavit, says all states must be made party. Petitioners in court say majority doesn't define what's normal. Amid conflict in Sudan, Siddaramaiah versus Jai Shankar war of words erupt after Jai Shankar slammed Sidda. Congress Neta hits back, says Jai Shankar is busy getting appalled. And India overtakes China to be the world's most populous country. India now has 3 million more people than China. aspects that we'll be covering in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. One is the investigation into the shooting of Atiq Ahmed, and the other, the UP police's manhunt for two crucial accused in this case, Shaista Parveen, Atiq's wife, and also Guddu Muslim, who's also called Guddu Bombas because he's a bomb maker, so extremely dangerous. Let's round up first for you all the updates that are coming in. As the probe into Dor Atiq's murder intensifies, all three shooters, all three accused, Lavlesh Tiwari, Arun and Sunny, have been sent to 4-day police custody. The three shooters will next be produced before a Prayagraj court on April 21st. The UP Special Investigation Team has accessed at least 40 CCTV tapes in their probe into Atiq and his brother Ashraf's point-blank murder. This 40 footage has been collected from the junction to the Colvin Hospital in Prayagraj, where the shooting took place. Based on the footage received by the SIT, there will be an exercise to find out where the culprits stayed, for how long, and who they met, importantly. The manhunt for Atiq's wife, Shaista Parveen, intensifies, with sources telling India Today that the Mafia Begum is allegedly in hiding with her sister-in-law Aisha, as well as Atiq's shooter Shabir. Sources say the shooter and Shaista have been in hiding together for the last 30 days. Shaista Parveen reportedly has been able to evade arrest for months now by moving around with 6 other burqa-clad women so that she flies under the authorities' radar. Shaista and her sister-in-law Aisha Ahmed, according to cops, constantly change their locations and avoid using phones. Don Atiq's office has now been razed down by Uttar Pradesh authorities. It was in this office where he chalked out his political plans and even ran his illegal mafia raj. There was also a specific room at Atiq's office where his brother used to watch Mujra, or Dirty Dancing, with his aides. She's known as the Mafia Begum, called the godmother in Atiq's gang. And there's a serious concern and suspicion that now Shaista Parveen, Atiq Ahmed's wife, has taken over the kingdom, the extortion empire that he built. Why is that? Because over 50 days now, the cops still have no clue as to exactly where Shaista Parveen is.
Is Atiq's wife, Shaista Parveen, hiding with the very men who killed Umesh Pal? A question that's added a whole new dimension to the hunt for Shaista Parveen. Sources have told India Today that Shaista could be hiding with shooter Shabir and Atiq's sister Aisha, who's also wanted in the same Umesh Pal case. The search is a tough one for the police, as they claim Shaista is moving with over 6 burqa-clad women, so she can't be spotted by authorities. And that's how she's avoided arrest for months now. She and Aisha Ahmed are reportedly together, constantly changing locations and not using their mobile phones. April the 15th, 2023. Asad buried in Prayagraj burial ground. His mother, Shaista Parveen, stayed away. April 16th, 2023. Atiq Ahmed and Ashraf buried at the same Prayagraj burial ground. Atiq's wife, Shaista Parveen, stays away again.
After the UP police and other agencies have intensified their search for Shaista Parveen, India Today team is at the spot at the maternal house of Shaista Parveen, and we were shocked to see that the whole house was left unlocked. There is valuable items inside which has been kept as it is. It suggests that no time was given or was with the family, and they fled here with a hurry.
The UP police so far has conducted raids in 4 states in search of Shaista. Besides searches in Kaushambi, Greater Noida and Meerut in Uttar Pradesh, the police have also conducted searches in Delhi's Okhla, Mumbai and some locations in West Bengal as well. More than 20 such people have been identified who are suspected to have helped Shaista hide.
शाइस्ता परवीन इस पूरे घटनाक्रम के षड्यंत्र में पूरी तरीके से शामिल थी। जो लोग शामिल थे, जिनके विरुद्ध साक्ष्य सामने आ रहे हैं, उनकी गिरफ्तारी की जा रही है। आगे भी षड्यंत्र और संरक्षण देने वालों के खिलाफ जैसे साक्ष्य आएंगे वैसी कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
Since Asad, Atiq and Ashraf have been eliminated, Shaista is now the only link that can provide information on Atiq's criminal network. And nabbing the godmother, as she's known in criminal networks, is now even more crucial. But it isn't just Shaista. The manhunt is also on to nab Guddu Muslim, aka Guddu Bambas. Guddu's last known location is reportedly Karnataka, and since then there have been no further leads. But the crackdown continues. Guddu's home in Prayagraj, UP could very well be razed to the ground using bulldozers.
Right now I'm standing outside the house of Guddu Muslim, who is still absconding after the murder of Umesh Pal. You can see in the visuals, this is the house of Guddu Muslim, which has been locked ever since this incident has happened, ever since he was captured in the CCTV helping in the murder of Umesh Pal. You can see in the visuals a notice has been stuck here in which it is clearly written that in 15 days you should answer that why this construction should not be demolished since it's not built according to the norms.
गुड्डू मुस्लिम सबसे खतरनाक अपराधी है और पुराना प्रोफेशनल शूटर रहा है और एक बमबाज भी है, अगर प्रयागराज के कोलोकियल लोकल लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल करूँ तो इसीलिए उसको जल्द से जल्द एप्रीहेंड करना आवश्यक है.
Bomb maker Guddu Muslim, godmother Shaista Praveen, they're the missing pieces in the Atiq mafia puzzle, and pressure is building with each passing day on the UP police to nab them at the earliest. With Simar Chawla in Prayagraj, UP, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me take this across now to Simar Chawla. He's joining us live from Prayagraj. Simar, is there any update really that the cops have been able to pick up on Shaista Parveen or Guddu Muslim? Their last known locations or any of their phone details that they've been able to get?
Well, Akshita, first of all, after the murder of Atiq Ahmed and Ashraf, now the focus has come back to Shaista Parveen. The reason being that she is the one who manages the network of Atiq Ahmed after now he's gone. Now, if we talk about the agencies, they are making regular searches on the input from the LIU.
But no luck was, with the agencies, they were failed, to capture her or to detect her location. Now, what we are learning from the sources is that since Shaista Parveen is becoming very hard for them to locate her, she's not using regular phone, and also she's in constant touch with some of the gang members of Atiq Ahmed who are helping her, in taking the refuge. Police are on it. Not much information has been shared as of now, but STF in their statement talking to India Today told that they are confident that in the upcoming time they might be able to nab Shaista. It's just a matter of days. So not much information on it, but if we talk about the raids and searches that's regularly being happening, also in the Prayagraj, but also outside the UP. Now, Mariadi village is the village, which had maximum number of members of Atiq gang. There was an input by LIU that Shaista might be taking the refuge there. That's why its patrolling unit party has been stationed there at this particular village. Now, that area is also of the relatives of Ashraf. So it's a big input by the LIU that she might be taking the refuge. But as of now, there's been low luck with the agencies.
So the NIA also helping in, pitching in with any inputs that they have on exactly where Shaista Parveen could be. Simar, thank you for joining us with those details. But who is Shaista Parveen? Why is she considered so dangerous right now? Shaista Parveen is in fact the daughter of a policeman. So she was born into a policeman's family and then interestingly has gone into this kind of illegal activity, getting married to a gangster. She in fact had also a political history, much like Atiq Ahmed. She joined the BSP in January 2023 for the mayoral elections. Recently, Mayawati also had commented on this, saying there's no question of accommodating Shaista anymore in the party. She was also a part of AIMIM. This was 2 years ago in 2021. So from the AIMIM, she then jumped to the BSP. Now, beyond that also, as far as Shaista Parveen is concerned, why is she wanted? She's been named as an accused of the Umesh Pal murder case in helping the shooters escape after they killed Umesh Pal. Allegedly asked both Asad and Mohammad Ghulam to flee after the murder. Asad is her third son, and Ghulam, both of whom were then found in Jhansi together just last week. There's a bounty of 50,000 rupees on Shaista Parveen's head for any information, for anything that any locals can help with regards to her whereabouts. She is reportedly hiding right now with Atiq's shooters, along with Shabir, who has been also absconding for the last 50 odd days. She's guarded by burqa-clad women, all of them in hiding. According to the cops, it's been impossible to find Shaista because there are about 6 of them who are with her and they're constantly changing locations to await cops. It's not just her, but also Atiq Ahmed's sister, Aisha, who's accompanying her to all of these places as she runs. And let's get your breaking news that's coming in right now. A shocking comment that's been made by a Congress leader in Prayagraj. He's gone ahead and said that Atiq Ahmed should be given the Bharat Ratna. Add to that is the fact that, in fact, he's made a comment where he said that Atiq should be celebrated. There is shocking images of this man laying the tricolour on Atiq Ahmed's grave, on saluting him, which we will not show here on India Today because it's shocking that a gangster is to be celebrated in this manner by this Congress leader. Now, soon after that footage came to light and there was condemnations that poured in, the Congress now has cracked the whip. They've suspended this Congress leader. Obviously, there will be questions on why this is just a mere suspension, why more action hasn't been taken against him.
अतीक अहमद का जिस तरह से योगी सरकार ने मर्डर कराया, योगी जी को इस्तीफा देना चाहिए। मैं कांग्रेस का वार्ड नंबर 43 से पार्षद प्रत्याशी हूं और मैं ये मांग करता हूं कि अतीक अहमद को भारत रत्न दिया जाए। और क्योंकि जनप्रतिनिधि थे वो शहीद हुए हैं, उनको शहीद का दर्जा दिया जाना चाहिए और अतीक अहमद को शहीद का दर्जा दिया जाना चाहिए और भारत रत्न दिया जाए। मोदी जब मुलायम सिंह को पद्म विभूषण मिल सकता है तो अतीक अहमद को अतीक अहमद को क्यों नहीं मिलता भारत रत्न? उनको क्यों राजकीय सम्मान नहीं दिया गया? क्यों नहीं उनको तिरंगा झंडा उड़ाया गया उनकी कब्र पे?
The shocking comment that's been made by the Congress worker. He's now been suspended by the party as well. Abhishek Mishra is joining us with more details on this. Abhishek, we're not showing the footage of what this man actually did, laying the tricolour on Atiq's grave, saluting it and then demanding a Bharat Ratna for Atiq. The Congress, we understand, has taken action against him now.
Well, absolutely. There has been action which has been taken by the District Congress Committee. He has been expelled for 6 years, and at the same time it has been said that the party has no relevance or any kind of association with the kind of statement this person has given. Yes, he was indeed a member for a ward for the upcoming civil municipal elections from Ward 43. His name is said to be Rajkumar Singh. Raju is commonly known as. But the party has, clearly said that they do not relate with this statement and they do not appreciate it. It has also been said that the party has maintained a line of not speaking anything on this issue, and that is the reason such an action has been taken of the act which he has performed at the graveyard in Prayagraj.
Unacceptable what he said and his actions. So the Congress has taken note of it, suspended this Congress worker. Thanks, Abhishek, for getting us all of those details. Let's tell you the latest now on the investigation into Atiq Ahmed's death, as well as what the UP police has found so far on the loot, the extortion that Atiq Ahmed constantly, in fact, went away with for almost 4 decades. We're getting you our next report where details have emerged of how Atiq used his office for all sorts of illegal activities. This was his political office. And that particular property has now been bulldozed, even as there are questions on whether Guddu Muslims' home in Prayagraj could be next.
For the world, it was his party office where he chalked out his political plans. But in reality, it was his den of debauchery. He watched Mujra here, engaged in sleazy activities and ran his illegal mafia raj. This was Don Atiq Ahmed's office, but in reality it was his adda to carry out his sinful activities. India Today has exposed the Ahmed brothers' dark truths. There was a specific room at Atiq's office where Ashraf used to watch Mujra or dirty dancing with his aides.
This was the area where 3 platforms are made. This is one the other one is this, and the third is this. Now this would suggest, and the sources tell, that when Ashraf used to come here with his gang members, he used to see the dance of the girls, and the crime had been registered against him in that matter also, and he used to spend his leisure time doing injustice with the girls. He used to illegally capture them and used to bring here.
The office has now been razed to the ground by authorities.
Right now I'm standing outside the office of Atiq Ahmed and Ashraf Ahmed, which has been demolished by the Prayagraj Development Authority. You can see in the visual, this was the office in the Chakia area, in the epicenter of this very particular city. A cream area which was illegally occupied by Atiq Ahmed through force, as per the government officials.
Atiq's Mafia Raj was not limited only to Uttar Pradesh, but extended to nearby states as well. In India's capital, Atiq tried to capture a house in 2006 using muscle power.
इस प्रॉपर्टी का जिक्र अतीक अहमद ने अपने हलफनामे में किया है कि इस प्रॉपर्टी को इसने साल 2006 में जुलाई महीने में इसका जो आगे का हिस्सा है वो उसने 30 लाख रुपए में खरीदा था। आरोप है कि अतीक अहमद यहां पर कब्जा करने के लिए अपने गुर्गों को उसने भेजा था, जिनके पास अत्याधुनिक हथियार थे, लाठी डंडे थे, और यहां पर देखिए तोड़फोड़ की गई थी, और तब से ये हिस्सा उसी तरीके से उसी हालात में बना हुआ है।
Even as tales of his loot and extortion continue to shock the nation, a parallel investigation is underway to crack the Atiq murder mystery. The three shooters, Sunny Singh, Lovelesh and Arun, have now been sent to police remand for 4 days. India Today has accessed the UP police questionnaire for the shooters. The assailants will be asked about the motive behind shooting Atiq and his brother, how they got their hands on weapons that each cost 7 lakh rupees. They will also be grilled on how they knew Atiq's location and also why they raised Jai Shri Ram slogans. Finally, the police will also ask the shooters why they didn't carry their mobile phones with them when they carried out the attack. 22 seconds and 18 bullets ended 40 years of Atiq's Mafia Raj. But only after a detailed investigation will it come to light as to why Atiq was killed. With Simar Chawla in Prayagraj and Himanshu Mishra in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So pressure is piling on the Uttar Pradesh police to, one, identify the motive behind the killing of Atiq Ahmed, and second, to nab all the other accused in this particular case. Let's get you those details right now of all the others who are missing right now or absconding in this case. Shaista Parveen, as we told you, Atiq's wife, is absconding at this point. She's wanted in the Umesh Pal case. Who are the other accused in the Umesh Pal case? There's shooter Shabir also absconding. The suspicion is that Shaista and Shabir have been together for the last few months and are in hiding together. Guddu Muslim shooter known to be a bomb maker also absconding. Atiq's aide Asad Kalia is also currently absconding. The cops are trying desperately to get leads on their whereabouts. Atiq's sister Aisha, who's also wanted in the Umesh Pal case, is currently absconding. I'm slipping into a short break here on India Today. Coming up on the other side, we're getting you a news break from Tamil Nadu, where Udayanidhi Stalin has now, as promised, issued a legal notice to Annamalai over the DMK files that was released by the BJP.
As State of War Karnataka begins, a reminder, who is the true number one? The 5 big voices speak to us before all the others. From Chief Minister Bommai to Chief Challenger Siddaramaiah, from old warhorse Yadurappa to muscleman DK Shivakumar and Kingmaker Kumaraswamy. When it's Karnataka, there's no competition. India's #1 election channel.
joining with the man of the moment, Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Piyush Goyal. Sir, we are here at the India-France Business Summit, followed by which you also have another key bilateral meeting happening in Rome, Italy. How do you see this collaboration panning out as an opportunity for India?
Well, I think very clearly European countries are recognizing that India has arrived. The last decade has been one where we have reformed in significant measure, and as Prime Minister Modi says, we have reformed but with conviction, not out of compulsion. And this reform has now started to show in terms of the interest that companies and countries have in India. They recognize that today, India with a young population, with high aspirations, probably provides the biggest market opportunity that is available anywhere in the world. They recognize that a country where the basic needs of everybody have been well taken care of is a country where there will be demand for so many new goods and services which present a big opportunity. At the same time, with India's high managerial talent, skilled manpower, affordable costs, and scale of operation that we can offer, India becomes a very competitive manufacturing or service provider. In that sense, people are looking up to India to invest greater degree of capital. They are looking to set up bases in India, both for design, for innovation, for manufacturing on the one end, and for provision of services to their international operations. So each one of the companies, and I've had so many bilaterals through the length of the day. I've had a business summit, which in the course of the day, we had very good attendance. Nearly 300-400 companies attended and engaged with Indian companies and have expressed interest in expanding business and trade with India. We've had a CEO roundtable with about 40 top companies. All of this gives me the confidence that France certainly is a country to watch out for in terms of our ability to scale up. I'm confident about Italy also, given the level of interest that has been shown to the impending visit to Rome.
Welcome back. Let's get your big breaking news coming in from Tamil Nadu, where Udayanidhi Stalin, Tamil Nadu Minister Stalin's son, as promised, has now issued a legal notice to Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai. This comes days after Annamalai held a press conference and released what he called the DMK files, accusing Udayanidhi Stalin, accusing the Stalin family of corruption. In response, Udayanidhi Stalin has now issued this legal notice seeking 50 crores in damages, saying, I will then transfer it to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. On a number of counts, he's issued this notice. One, alleging that all the allegations, all the charges leveled by Annamalai are completely untrue with regards to his assets, with regards to Red Giant movies, and also has lashed out at Annamalai for showing images of his minor children. So it's over all of this that this legal notice has been issued to Annamalai. We'll await a reaction from the Tamil Nadu BJP chief on this. And with that news break, I'm wrapping up this edition of 6 p.m.